Good morning, Jefferson City. I'm Amanda Riley, filling in for Aaron Shrimp, and this is your Monday, August 3rd NT Daily. Tomorrow, Missourians decide what their taxes look like for years to come. So, we're starting with the ballot measure everyone's talking about. Amendment 5 is one of 4 constitutional amendments Missourians will vote on tomorrow. Here's what it would actually do. It requires state lawmakers to begin phasing out Missouri's individual income tax. In exchange, it gives them new authority to expand sales and use taxes to make up the difference. Right now, the state sales tax sits at 4.225%. Supporters say this puts Missouri on the same path as states like Tennessee, which fully phased out its income tax by 2021. Dennis Ganal with Missouri Tax Relief Now says the comparison is the point. He argues Tennessee had a plan to grow its economy and Missouri hasn't. Income tax currently funds more than 60% of the state's budget. Governor Kehoe insists there are constitutional guardrails that lawmakers can't raise taxes beyond what's needed to offset income tax cuts. Whether voters trust that guardrail is exactly what gets decided tomorrow. Watch the turnout on this one closely. Staying with policy that touches nearly every household in this state, a new federal program could make the vast majority of Missouri kids eligible for education scholarships. It's called the Education Freedom Tax Credit, and it launches in 2027. A new analysis finds about 938,000 Missouri students, nearly 89% of all K-12 kids in the state, would qualify. Here's how it works. Taxpayers can donate to approved scholarship organizations and get a federal tax credit of up to $1,700. Those organizations then hand out scholarships for tuition, special education services, even transportation. Missouri is one of 31 states that have already opted in. Patrick Graff with the American Federation for Children says that's a head start. Missouri already runs a similar program, Most Scholars, so there's infrastructure in place. Governor Kehoe is expected to formally opt Missouri into the federal program with the U.S. Treasury this coming January. Then scholarship organizations start fundraising, which Graff says will likely be a slow build in year one. Here's the wrinkle worth watching. Missouri homeschool families are not currently eligible, unlike families in 22 other states. Graff says if that's going to change, it'll take homeschool families making that known to the Treasury directly. And there's a broader incentive buried in here. Taxpayers in states that don't opt in can still donate to organizations in states that did, which means education dollars can leave a state entirely, flowing to kids somewhere else. That's the kind of detail that tends to move a governor's opt-in decision. 2 stories about where Missouri's money goes, now a story about what it's building. We're wrapping up today's news with one that's a little more personal. Rhonda Allen-Lewis is the principal at East Elementary, and she's spent her whole career proving that art isn't separate from learning. It is learning. She grew up turning her bedroom closet into a pretend classroom. Her mom still jokes she's pulling glue off those old walls. That instinct turned into a real career, one that eventually led her back to the very building where her mother once taught art. In 2017, Allen-Lewis was named Jefferson City's Teacher of the Year. Her mother won that same honor 2 decades earlier. Allen-Lewis says the lesson that stuck with her most: connect with kids first, and teaching gets easier. So she leans on theater, music, and visual art to do exactly that. One former student told her she'll never forget how the U.S. became the U.S. because she learned it through a rap. 2 decades later, she can still recite it. Allen-Lewis has also run after-school theater programs for years, and last month she launched her own children's theater company, TY, Theater for Youth. Her goal is casts that actually reflect the community they come from, and East Elementary itself is heading in that same direction. The school plans to become a full-time fine arts academy by fall of 2027. Sounds like Jefferson City's classrooms are about to get a lot more creative. Speaking of things Jefferson City families rely on close to home, a quick word from MU Healthcare. NU Healthcare's front door is never too far from yours. With more than 80 locations across mid-Missouri and expert hospital care right here in Jefferson City and in Columbia, NU Healthcare is committed to making sure every Missourian has access to advanced diagnostic and treatment options. NU Healthcare, expert care close to you. And if today's stories have you thinking about some home projects, today's show is also sponsored by Coleman Appliance. They're family-owned, locally rooted with more than 70 years of combined experience on their sales floor. So when you walk into their 4,000 square foot showroom, you're talking to people who actually know appliances. Coleman Appliance carries top brands, GE, Bosch, Frigidaire, Speed Queen, and more. And they stay on top of the latest manufacturer rebates to help you get the best value out there. Visit Coleman Appliance here in Jefferson City and let their team help you find the right fit for your home. So, before we go, one reminder that matters more than anything else today. Today is the last day to vote early at the Cole County's clerk's office. And tomorrow, Tuesday, August 4th, is Election Day. And now whatever you think about Amendment 5 or any of it, that decision belongs to you tomorrow. So make sure you're the one making it. That's the update. We'll see you back here tomorrow.